Good morning, everyone. This is Tim Wilmot speaking from Wizard Systems. Thanks for joining me today for this presentation to show you the capabilities of Workbooks CRM and what areas of your business it can address, and how my company, Wizard Systems, can help you with any CRM implementation or CRM project you're contemplating there. Now, we run these short presentations every Friday morning, and we focus on different aspects of CRM and workbooks. And today I'm going to take you through a little bit more detail the optional Outlook integration that we've got with workbooks. Now, this presentation will be approximately 30 minutes long, so this is just a basic session. We've got about a couple of dozen companies on the call today, and just looking down the names of some of the companies, everyone uses CRM in different ways. Everyone, I'm sure, has got different requirements. And I wouldn't have enough time this morning to go over all of the extensive capabilities of workbooks. So after this session, if you want to explore workbooks in more detail, we'd love to organize a one-to-one session with you, and we can go over your specific needs. So also on the call today, we've got some people I know that already trialing workbooks. There's you should know there's a free trial of workbooks you can register for, no credit card required, and you can play around with that to your heart's content. And there are some people in the call that have not seen workbooks at all, so excuse me if I'm going over some old information, existing information that you already know. I've got to go with the speed of the slower, so to speak. Now, the audio part of this presentation is one way only. Your microphone is on mute, so don't worry about any background noises your end. If you've got any questions, as you think of those, type them into the questions section on your meeting control panel, which is probably lurking in the top right corner of your screen there, and I'll do my best to cover those at the end of my presentation. Now, this session is being recorded. After the presentation, you will receive an automatic email from our system with a link to the recording, which you could share with your colleagues. And for good measure, we'll probably put it up on YouTube as well. In fact, you can see most of our previous presentations up there on our YouTube channel. Okay, so let's get started then. Just a brief mention about ourselves. So my company is Wizard Systems. We're based in Bristol, UK. We cover the whole of the UK and further afield. All we do is CRM. This is all we've done for well over 2 decades now. And with workbooks, you subscribe to the system, and we have clients that do their own thing. They set the system up themselves. They teach themselves how to use it. But we're here to assist you in any step of the way with various services to help you get the system up and running, migrating data from the old system to the new system. If you've got data in Excel spreadsheets, for example, or in an older legacy CRM system, we're here to assist you there, and customizing workbooks to your requirements, integrating it with other applications. We've done many integrations with other applications. And training, we can train you where you are. You can come to us, or we could do it online, similar to this call, but a lot more interactive, and all the ongoing ad hoc support as well. So you're not alone. We're in this together, and we want to make sure that you get most out of your investment. So the key thing when we're talking to you in more detail is, what's the objective? What are you looking to achieve with workbooks and CRM? Are you replacing an old CRM system there? Maybe you're just starting up a new business and you recognize you need a new central system to manage your sales and marketing activities. You're looking to achieve better email marketing, track sales, track your quote process more effectively, acquire more business, improve customer service. So we want to get to what are the key things you're wanting to achieve, issues you want to solve, and how are you going to measure the success of this system 3 months later when you've started using CRM. You're looking back 3 months and looking back at what you've achieved. How are you going to measure that progress, that ROI there? So what is Workbooks? Well, it's a ready-made system for managing your leads, prospects and customers, your interactions with those people in a central place, so it helps your teamwork. We've got some marketing tools in there to help you with your targeted communications to your customers. Now, unusually for a CRM system, we can do sales quotes and sales orders and invoices, which typically is the domain of an accounting system. We can do that in CRM. And not many CRM systems out there can do that. They rely on a third-party application to do that. So we can do this with Workbooks. Now, there's two different editions of Workbooks to consider when you sign up. There's CRM edition and there's Business edition. Business edition allows you to do sales orders and invoices, so that's some of the financial stuff. And you can mix and match these two editions as well. So if, for example, you're 5 users, well, you could have 3 people on the standard CRM edition and 2 people on Business if you want to. We also track customer service. Do you have a customer service department, engineers? They too could use Workbooks, and so you're sharing information amongst your different teams there. And of course, as well as it being a great productivity tool for your users, it's a management tool as well to help you make decisions and control the business more effectively. And it's 100% cloud. All the data in the cloud, nothing to install. You don't need to worry about upgrades, backups. It's all done for you. It's a UK system. All the data's in the UK, which is a question we're often asked. Very, very secure. Workbooks won CRM Product of the Year 2014, a UK award, and also the previous year as well, 2013. And also Workbooks has been certified for all of the 5 releases of the government G-Cloud certification program, which basically means if you're in central government or local government, you can't sign up for an application unless it's got this certification. So that should give you a nice, warm, comfortable feeling that your data is secure, robust, and nobody can touch it. So, focusing on contact management for teams. So we have with Workbooks a ready-made database to help you track your leads. There's a concept of a lead record in Workbooks. So when you get a new inquiry, that goes in as a lead, and then you convert it to an opportunity. So it follows a little sales process for you, guiding you down the way. And the system is very customizable. So shortly when I show you the system, the screens can be changed by you. No programming required. You don't need to be a database guru. You're in control. You decide what information you see and track there. You can also deploy different security levels. So if there's some people in your team that shouldn't delete stuff or see stuff, then there's options for doing that as well. And of course, you're tracking all of your interactions with Workbooks. So every day you've got phone calls to do, activities to do, tasks, and emails as well. So we track all of that in Workbooks, and you're building up a nice history of everything that you've done with that customer that can be tremendously useful from a customer service point of view to know exactly who did what to who and when and why. And great email integration. And today we're going to focus on the Outlook integration. This is an optional module with Workbooks, and the Outlook integration allows you to share your Outlook emails, and also, if you wish, to share in a bi-directional way your contact database, your tasks, and your calendar. So there's a calendar in Workbooks, calendar obviously in Outlook, and we're sharing the two. So you put information into the system once, and you don't need to retype it again. It transfers into the other system and observes any changes to that record as well. They'll appear automatically in the other application. So really nice Outlook integration. And it's the most popular add-on that we've got for Workbooks. Certainly if you're using Outlook, most people take that option. We also include mobile access with Workbooks. If you're using a smartphone or tablet, you've got access to that as well, included in your subscription. Brief mention about marketing. Many of our customers now are getting involved in email marketing, and Workbooks is a very powerful tool to form the base of any marketing strategy. So you have an easy way of getting data into And out of Workbooks, if you wish, we support a CSV, comma separated value import. So if you've got data in Excel or something similar, no problem. It's very easy to upload your data into Workbooks and start working with it. Another way that data can get into your system, you must have forms on your website for new inquiries or registrations, and that form can be linked to Workbooks. Again, it's not particularly difficult. It's very easy, and there's some sample forms provided with Workbooks to do that process for you. So a nice way, if you're getting lots of leads via your web, integrate the two together. And there's some automation and workflow in Workbooks. So when these leads come in, you can then get it to do things automatically, save you time, make sure that inquiries are responded to and they're going to the right person in your team. And of course, you're able to track all this information as well, rather than inquiries going into a little black hole there. So before doing any marketing campaign, you've got very easy ways of creating a list. And we integrate with 3 very well-known email marketing systems, and some of you may have heard of these. Certainly MailChimp. MailChimp's the most popular one that we integrate with, but also Constant Contact and Mailer. So basically, you create your list in Workbooks, the people that you're going to send this email to, the newsletter, the promotion, whatever it is. That list is uploaded to one of those 3 accounts. Those 3 systems, they allow you to create a nice-looking HTML email, send out that email in a secure way, so it's not going through your server, it's going through their servers. And then importantly, the responses to those emails are visible back in Workbooks. So with the MailChimp link, for example, you can see who was sent that email, who opened the email, who clicked on a link, and observing bounce backs and unsubscribes as well. Brief mention about quotations, so we can do sales quotes with Workbooks. An easy way of managing the whole sales quote process. You can store your price listing quotes. You can import that price list into QuoteWorks. So if you get price updates from suppliers, that can be easily uploaded into the system. You can store different price levels per customer as well. You can define different quote layouts. These layouts, they're defined in a PDF. They're stored in a PDF format. And you can email, once you create the quote, you can email it with a click of a button to the customer, all tracked through the Workbook system and fully integrated with the sales forecasting element of Workbook. So there's a way of tracking your sales opportunities, your future sales revenue. This is like a separate screen in Workbooks, again, very customizable, but these quotes that you send out, they're integrated with those opportunities. So as you do those quotes, you're updating information automatically about the sales values, probabilities, and so on. And if you have the business edition, you've then got options for managing a complete business process. So the customer accepts your quote, you can convert the quote to an order and invoice and follow a particular process there with the business edition. Quick mention about customer service. Again, another screen that you have in Workbooks for tracking a service issue, very customizable. Apply your deadlines and service level agreements there. Of course, by doing this, you're tracking things in a structured way, and you can build up you can see a trend of issues and problems that may be logged into your company. Incidentally, if this isn't relevant to you, this can be disabled from users' screens, so it doesn't interfere with your usage of Workbooks if it's not relevant to you. And building up a knowledge base, an FAQ of typical issues and solutions there. Right, last slide before we dive into the demo proper. Putting your manager's hat on now. Hopefully you can see that we're tracking all this information. We've got great ways of then looking at and analyzing our sales activity levels. So looking at typical KPIs like how many leads are we getting in? How many prospects have we got on the go? How many phone calls are we doing? How many meetings are we doing or have done? And looking at opportunities. What sales are due in April and May and next quarter, and what types of sales are they? What's the value? What's the probability? Workbooks is going to give you answers to these questions. There is a report writer in Workbooks, and there's about approximately 50 reports to get you going. And you can change those reports. You can create your own reports. Again, it's very, very straightforward. We also have dashboards, flashy dashboards, bar graphs, pie charts that are displaying information as is right now in Workbooks. So little displays of leads and opportunities and activity levels, for example, to help you make better decisions. Okay, so let's dive into Workbooks proper. So apologies again for anyone that's already on the trial. You probably know all this, but we'll go on to the Outlook link very shortly. So when you log into Workbooks, you have the Workbooks desktop, and you'll see straight away it looks like your familiar Windows desktop with the Start button there down in the bottom left-hand corner, and a Google-like search box on the right-hand side there. But from that Start button and the Start menu, we've got here all of the elements of a proper CRM solution with the people and companies that you're servicing and selling to or looking after, activities, your activities that you're doing, other people's activities, emails, I'll come on to that shortly, cases, support cases, and sales, looking at your opportunities, your leads, what quotes have we got outstanding, all easily accessible from that Start menu there. Now if I dive into, let's say we dive into organizations first of all. So up pops a typical window in Workbooks, rather like an Excel spreadsheet. Here we've got all of the companies in our system, row by row, summarized here. You can decide what columns you see in this sort of summary tabular view. Also down the left-hand side here, this little section called Views. This is where we can put companies into different groups. So if I suddenly want to see all of my prospects, well, there they all are there. Or I want to see all of my suppliers, there they are there. And these lists, they're defined by a simple filtering facility. So you can click here, and you can easily then home in on any particular criteria that you want to display the relevant records. So easy to navigate your way around the system. If I dive into a company proper here and show you a bit more information about the organization. So this now is a record, an example record of a company, and another window's popped up here with some tabs running across the top there, where we can see more detailed information about this organization. Initially, we're on the main tab here, the key tab. So Workbooks is displaying the main information for this organization. Now this screen can be changed by you. These fields here are pretty much, if you started using Workbooks right now, this is what you get. And you can remove these if they're not relevant. You can add in your own fields as well. And those fields can be different types of fields, check boxes, text fields, numerical fields, date fields. It's about 12 there, you're spoilt for choice. And you can search on any of this, you can build lists on any of this as well. Then running across the top here, we've got some general notes, including files that can be uploaded to this customer record, documents. We've got activities, so reminders of things to do, phone calls, meetings, and they can be created here for your colleagues or for yourself, those reminders. And with the Outlook integration, these activities, tasks and meetings can be shared in a bi-directional way with Outlook. In a similar way, emails. These could be emails that have come over from the Outlook link, and very simply done that I'll show you shortly. We have a tab here called People. So show me all the people in this company, and you can dive into their records and see more information about them. Then Opportunities. This is the strong point of any CRM system like Workbooks, to track your sales opportunities. So we can see there's 11 opportunities on the go here. There they are summarized here. Again, you can change these columns as you wish, and you can dive into an opportunity here. So this little project here called New Website, let's click on that, for example. and then up pops a window now of the opportunity. You can customize this again, this top half of the screen here. This is the main information about the opportunity. You tell it what you want to know about this project. And at the bottom of the opportunity, we've got the products and services that build up this job. And from here, this is one way of creating quotes, orders, invoices, and also there's a customer contract module. So if you've got contracts in your business, annual contracts, maintenance contracts, they too can be tracked and recorded in workbooks. And then in a similar way to the organization, we've got those tabs running across the top there where you can see all of the actions ongoing, emails ongoing with this project. Brief mention about customer support cases. There we are, that cases tab. There's all the support issues for that client. Now what I wanted to focus on this morning was the Outlook integration, and we work with most versions of Outlook. If you are using an Apple Mac, we don't currently link to the Apple version of Outlook, apologies there, but there are still other ways of integrating your emails with workbooks. Whatever email system you're using, if you're not using Outlook, if you're using Gmail or Yahoo, then there's ways of integrating those emails using the email Dropbox feature of workbooks. That's a key part of the workbook system. So let me dive into Outlook here. So here's my inbox in Outlook and the emails I've received. And simply, it's so easy to have your emails copied into the workbooks application. If I dive into this email here, right above this email, do you see this button here? Share this email with workbooks. If I click on that, as long as I've got this email address here, spasales@hotspringworld, as long as that's in my workbooks database, the system's going to find, the email will find a home to go to. Don't worry if you don't have that email address in the system, you can link it manually as a second step. But just by simply clicking on this button here, that email is shared or not shared with workbooks, and the actual attachments, if there are any attachments there, they be copied over as well. If you're composing emails in a similar way, if I click on new email here and I type in a recipient, these recipients, by the way, these could have been brought over from your workbooks application, so a nice way of sharing your contact information between the two. And again, do you see there, share this email with workbooks after sending. So very, very straightforward for you to decide what emails are being copied into that email tab there. And where they will appear, of course, is back in workbooks on that email tab, and you'll be able to see them exactly as you saw them in Outlook. And this is a separate copy of that email. If you deleted the email in Outlook, the email is still going to exist in workbooks. So don't worry about removing stuff. That deletion is not synchronized there. So nice way, easy way of sharing emails between the two applications. Plus, with the Outlook integration, we're also able to share three other things: your tasks, your calendar, and your contacts. So if I go to my start button here and I go up to people, here's all the people in my database, and they too can be shared with Outlook. So if I go down to contacts here, there they are, same list, and sharing all of that information between the two. So you need to type in information once and it will pop up in the other application. Likewise, calendar. There's my current weekly calendar. Here I can see an appointment. If I go to workbooks and go back to my start button, my start menu, and my activity, this is one way of seeing your calendar. And up pops a list of all the things I've got to do in a list type format. and you can put those activities into different lists. So you can see, for example, show me all of my phone calls today, show me all of my meetings, show me all of the activities relating to a colleague. Maybe you're managing a colleague's activities. And these activities you can view in a list, a tabular format, or in a calendar. And there we are. There's a month view, or top left corner here I can go into different calendar displays there. So there's my week view as well. It's a nice way of synchronizing your calendar activities. And the same thing with tasks as well. Those tasks will go backwards and forwards between the two applications. So that's a quick run through the Outlook integration. Also in the background, these records are being synchronized, so I'm just calling up a little control panel here that you get with the Outlook integration. And if you wanted to see what was going on there, you can see the different types of records and the elements of the two systems that we're sharing information there as well. Okay, so back to a little bit more about pricing here of workbooks. And there's the two different editions, CRM edition or business edition. These are the costs per user per year plus VAT. You need to add VAT on top of this. We of course can give you a quote for this once we know how many users you need. The Outlook integration is an extra £48 per user per annum. Now you don't need to have, if this is not relevant to all of your Workbooks users, you just subscribe to the number of Outlook integrations you require. There are other optional add-ons as well for contracts that I mentioned. We've got some nice Sage 50 integration. If you're using Sage 50, the accounting application, we can share information with that. So that there's some add-on options there that you might want to consider. And of course, when you're looking at relevant costs here, be realistic about, do you need any help in setting the system up, or having a little bit of training on how you tweak the system and add fields in and tweak reports and so on. And the Outlook integration, we're here to help you. And that training, as I say, we could be there on site. We could do the training at our premises or online as well if you wish. Okay, we're now coming to the end of this brief presentation. As I said at the top, this is just a brief session, brief introduction here to really explain the main capabilities of Workbooks and the Outlook integration today, and just show you what the interface looks like. We've got the trial system, which I'd encourage you to take. But I'd now love to answer any of your questions. So first question from, I think it's Stefan. How easy is it to create new fields in the system? Well, that's straightforward in Workbooks. If I just close down all these windows here. There we are, I've got a clean desktop there again. Quite straightforward. Now, only certain people can create fields, so you have a pecking order in Workbooks, Stefan, but basically from that Start button, you've got a configuration option here on the Start menu. If I go to that, that pops up another window, and here we are. These are all the things that we can change in Workbooks. So there's your users and database things and accounting periods. But this middle section here, customization, is where you can change your records and fields. So this option here, record types, if I click on that, that displays all of the different types of records, the main types of records that we see when we're using Workbooks. And the most important ones are records of organizations and records of people. So you can go into people, for example, and this tab here, do you see custom field? So I've got one custom field there. You can create a new one from here. And there we are. You give it a label, whatever it might be, and what's the type of field that you want there, where's it going to appear, what's the default value, is it required, you save and close. That's it. That's all that's required. Instantly you've got that new field. Question from Called now. Can you demonstrate the reporting features, and in particular reporting on custom fields? Well, reporting can be quite a big topic there, Called, but basically in reporting you've got some standard reports in here, reports on in different categories here: activities, cases, contracts, transactions and so on, marketing campaigns, opportunities. And these reports can be edited, and you can add in your columns here. This is where you'll see your custom fields. So if I go into here, this is showing me all of the standard fields and extended fields in the system. You will see your custom fields here, Coldip, I assure you. Obviously, as long as you're reporting on if you're reporting on contacts or companies, then you will see those custom fields there. Question from Archie: will Outlook contact categories sync across to workbooks? That's a very good question, Archie. I don't know the answer to that. I'll come back to you separately via email. And also your other related question there as well, Archie. Very good question. Syncing with subfolders in Outlook contacts. I've got an automatic note of those questions, Archie. I'll come back to you on that. Okay. Right. I don't think there's any more questions coming through there. So some very good questions there. Thank you very much indeed. So it just remains for me to say thanks very much for your time this morning. So remember that this is being recorded. You'll get an email in the next day or so with either later on today or Monday morning, so you get a little link to the recording. We'll put up on YouTube as well. Come back to us if you need a more detailed presentation, please, or get on the trial. Go to workbooks.com, sign up for that trial, no credit card required, and if you get stuck, you have a problem, you call us, we'll sort you out. There's our details there, phone number. My name again is Tim Wilmot. I'm one of the directors here, and there's my email address, our website, wizard-systems.com or wizard-systems.co.uk. But thanks very much for your time. Appreciate that, and thanks for your interest in Workbooks so far. Thank you.